Hi guys. Sorry this is a view of the floor, but I really don't have any skills or motivation really is what the problem is to make a better video. More professional, I guess. At least more appealing, but just bear with me. I just wanted to talk about welfare queens and how I'm a product of a welfare queen and a person that had children for profit and resources. Now, I was born into poverty. Uh, I'm from an urban environment in New York City. Uh, my parents were. My father is significantly older than my mother. My father is attracted to younger girls. Um, so yeah, I guess that's why he ended up with my mother. Um, she had a kid because she wanted to escape her household, and um, in the Catholic religion, you have to marry. If you're gonna have a child, you have to marry. So my mother got pregnant purposely to leave the household, have an excuse to leave because she'd be married. Um, my dad and they got married while I was still. I think my mom was 8 months pregnant or so, or maybe even 9, because she was quite big in the picture. When they were married. So she caught on. I don't know if it was before she had me or after that she caught on that she can get benefits for having me. Um, at first, my mother was working in an office. And my dad is a taxi driver, yellow cab, um, in New York City, and so they both had jobs, but things went badly with my parents. They did get married. Um, Again, because of my grandparents are religious, they're Catholic. They were Catholic, so we kind of had to do that. Um, so I was born, and my parents. I remember my parents not sleeping in the same room together. I don't think I ever seen them together, honestly. My mother would sleep in a room, the far end room where's my room actually. She took over my room and slept in my room. I had to share a bed with her, which was weird. And my dad would sleep in the main room, all the way at the other end of the apartment. We lived in an apartment. Um, so my mother was pregnant again shortly after me. I don't know when. She had an abortion, and then my brother came, like, I don't know, 7 years later, 8 years. I don't remember now. He came, and then my parents broke up. Mostly, my mother got involved with her boyfriend in the past and moved in with him, and we moved with her. And my dad lost us, and my mother wanting custody, and my dad was real depressed about it for a long time, he told me, and I kind of believe that. Um, But her boyfriend would abuse us. He physically abused me right from the beginning. So, and that wasn't easy. But the point of this video really is because my mother caught on to the idea that she can get resources for us, having kids and having more kids, more resources. So she had more kids with the second guy that she never married, and racking up money, I guess, that way. Because they do, they pay food stamps. They pay food stamps, a lot of money in food stamps, and they just help with all kinds of things. They pay Section 8, it's called housing, where it goes on your income, and you can't make you gotta stay within a low income bracket to be eligible for the Section 8 and all these other benefits. Which I can understand to a certain point, but this person ends up, I figured out was a narcissist, because the way that she treats me and my siblings and all that matches up to the disorder. So, and how I was raised and my upbringing. Hey, excuse me. Sorry, this cat is in the window messing around. Hey, come on over here. Where'd you go? Bob, get down. Get down. Alright, anyway, I probably mentioned this repetitively before. Hey, get down! Excuse me! What are you doing? Come here. Come. Oh my God. What are you doing? What are you doing up there, Bob? I know you're bored. I don't blame you. But please, I have a low tolerance for, like, frustration and stuff. But, so yeah, so she did that. But, my parents are their parents are immigrants and all that, so it's a hard life. I understand. Living in the city and trying to integrate in this society and all, but him. So she ended up having 4 kids total. What the? Yep. So she has 4 kids total. She got she left my dad, and she ended up with that dude that was very abusive. He ended up leaving her, and then she ended up being on Section 8 on this. Oh my God, moving around different states and shit. And it's like, okay, fine, I understand as your mother, single mother, young kids, but this just continued on into adulthood. And my siblings, they think they can live in the house forever, this Section 8 housing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm the only one that branched out and tried to make a life for myself. Like, are you kidding me? Look at the cat. Censor this. Anyway, it makes it more interesting, this stupid video of me. But yeah. So I understand that, but then she continues on living off the system. And then these grown adult children of hers don't try and make their own life for themselves, and it's very disappointing because I've tried, to help them get integrated out of there and to help, to move in with me when I used to live near there, or do something different, like to grow up and try to get your own things and be your own person, but they don't listen. One of them moved out, but that's the one that I don't get along. Figures, the one I don't get along with. But really, it's because of her, because she don't want to forgive or anything. She wants to be petty. So let her be petty. It doesn't matter to me anyway. So, my siblings I really care about, I try to help them to understand what's going on, what's the dynamics they're living in, and how they need to break free. But in this economy and all that, it's deterring them from even trying to do something like that. So, but the point is that the narcissist gets to live off of all these free resources, and I'm just like, oh my God, man. I try to break away from that way of being, like being a welfare dependent person. So I'm really struggling bad. Like, I don't get help. They don't get food stamps, and they don't get food stamps. They don't get Section 8. They don't do any of that for anyone single without children. So my children, I lives with the father, so I don't get any benefits. So I'm really bitter. Not bitter. I don't want to be bitter about it, but I'm turning bitter about it, a little bit. Because I can't even get help from anybody in my family. Nobody has money. I'm out here by myself amongst the wolves, literally, like with all the guys around me. They're all shady people, and they have high expectations I can't fill. I really can't. I'm in poverty, so the feminist movement and all that has convinced men that all women are successful, career-driven women, which is false. In my case, I'm not that young, I don't subscribe to that way of life. So I've been struggling, and it sucks, like. But anyway, I see all these welfare queens, they're getting benefits, and they work, but they don't have to work too much. You know what I'm saying? They get these checks from the government and sit on raising kids that they don't even. The kids are all screwed up. Most of the time they live with their boyfriends, and the kids don't have a father. They don't know the father, and there's one person I know. She has two different fathers. It's like, this is what society rewards women to act like this, and women that want to make it in life and on their own, we get punished, because I'm coming from a system. I'm coming from the welfare system, because I was raised that way. So it's not easy to branch out from that. And it's causing me a lot of problems. And I think this is about to end soon, but and I also had mental health problems due to the violence that I grew up in, and the husband I chose to marry. It's funny how you're raised kind of really predicts your future. For the most part, your future in the relationship sense, it really does. And I'm trying to strategize a way that I could live comfortably. I don't ask for much. I don't want a lot. I just want peace, stability, security, that I'm not going to get fired. I'm not going to get taken out of my place that I'm living, and That's another thing that I should make a video about. What is going on at my job currently. Oh my god, it's always something, man. It's like you got a problem, you deal with it, you get a respite period temporarily, and then shit, something else is coming back up, you know. And that's what I'm dealing with now. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. Like, you know, this country has supported the idea of being a single mom, not having a husband around, not being married, living off the system, living off the government. Um, it's encouraged it. It actually encouraged people to have more kids. The more kids you have, the more money you get. Remember that. And this is the United States. If anyone didn't know this, this has been going on, I think, for the past 30 years or so. I think since maybe the 70s or late 70s, 80s. I don't know when they started this bullshit with the welfare. But yeah, it's a joke. There's a lot of things that are very dark about this country that I live in, and I have eyes open and I see what's going on. It depresses and it saddens me, and it stresses me the fuck out, and it worries me because I know what I'm seeing is not what everyone's seeing. Like, they're blind to not see these things. You know, they're conditioned and brainwashed to not question anything. I've always been a person that wanted answers and everything. So I don't know. This is insane. Like I see no future for myself because I do not fall within certain category to be to be to survive here. So I want to leave the country. I want to go to, like, I already know where I want to go. I want to leave, but I don't know. I got to get a passport, and that shit is very expensive. From here in the United States, they have so many conditions on how who can get it. I don't know, but I'm gonna try my best to try and get it. Because I am tired. I have 2 jobs. I'm working. I don't have an education. Like, my parents were dirt poor and they didn't care to put me in college of any kind. They didn't have money anyway. But I did go to college briefly on government assistance or whatever, student loan, and so because of my own stupidity, I couldn't deal with the family situation I was in while I was in school, the violence and whatever was going on around me. I couldn't concentrate on my studying and stuff, so I really had to drop out of college. And then I got married, so I thought that was the way out. Not that it was the way out, but I really loved this person, you know. I really, really did, and I still love them because I don't believe love ends. I don't believe love can end if you really love someone. But, you know, again, I was born into negativity. I was bred to be to fail. Like, I wasn't wanted. I was just tolerated. And again, I have a narcissist mother. My father, I think, is also a narc, but he's got other issues going on. So they didn't nourish me. They didn't nurture me. I mean,